Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever, wherever you find yourself. Welcome to another Sunday, another episode of Demystify. What? Demystify Power Platform? It's a power series show. Don't mind me. I'm getting a bit cranky here. Welcome if you're joining us, wherever you're joining us from. We do this every Sunday, demystifying everything on the Microsoft Power Platform. If this is your first time joining, I would urge you to subscribe to the channel for us. But I'm yours truly, Samuel Adrani. Today, what are we going to do? Exciting things. It's the last Sunday of the month. Early Clean is here. Early Clean, welcome to the show. You're always rocking the show. Welcome to the show. So today is the last Sunday of the month and also the last day of the year. So a couple of things we're going to put things together. We're going to recap what we've been doing with Power Automate and Microsoft Copilot Studio. Today we'll see if we can put some AI builder into it, some sentiment or some content generation thing in there. With that said, we will be having some fun with that. Bring all your questions about the Power Platform, bring it to me and I'll try to answer that. And then we can just talk general Microsoft Power Platform. We can try to answer that. We'll look at the year and review and just have some fun. If this sounds like something of interest to you, stick and stay with me when we go for the montage. We'll be right back. Awesome. Welcome back. This is your truly similar journey. Like I said, this is the Power series. We do this every Sunday. So awesome. Today's session, we'll be talking about continuing from where we left off last week, trying to just tie some loose ends and also provide you the opportunity to ask me any question. However, I want to do something interesting today. I want to do something very interesting today. I mean, today being the last, how do you call it? The last Sunday of the year. We're crossing over into a new year. I know a lot of people are already in church, praises, worship, whatever it is, getting into the new year. So, what I want to do today is to do something a bit significant. That is to acknowledge the fact that the year has been, has had its own ups and downs, but I want to recognize the country Ghana where I'm from. It I think we need to get into the new year understanding what the values or what it means to be a Ghanaian and what our anthem really means. Um, I indulge you for a few minutes to do this with me. Let's give some reverence and acknowledgement to the country Ghana. Yes, I know I'm sounding all patriotic today, yes, because I want you to get into the next year understanding the content and the meaning of our anthem and trying to live by that. Let's give Ghana some funds or some projections, and when we are done with that, we'll come back and we'll continue with the show. So let's help me do this for just a brief moment, and then we would be right back. Thank you so much for doing that with me. Just acknowledging the fact that, sorry about that, acknowledging the fact that I'm a Ghanaian, I'm from Ghana, and I'm privileged to be a Ghanaian, whether you like it or not. That's where we find ourselves. So, enough about the Ghana conversation. Let's get into it. So, last week, what we did on the Power series was part 2 of creating a Copilot using, or what you might want to call a chatbot, using the Microsoft Copilot Studio. And then we created a Power Automate, which called an external API. and we consume that in our Copilot. So today I'm just going to recap that to see what other things you can do with it, and then you can ask me questions about how that functions. So let's go to our desk and get that going. And whilst that's happening, feel free to pose your questions or ask your questions so that I would try as much as possible to answer that for you. Okay, so let's log in into our environment. So let's go. So let's do copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Let me get my phone ready so that we can do the MFA. Yeah, no sign is required. I was doing some work earlier on, so just messing up. All right, that's what we're using. Wait, is that what we're using? Yes, that's what we're using. I just wanted to be sure of that. MFA is here. Let me authenticate on the phone. Okay, let's try again. Go. Be authenticated. Yeah, so whilst that's happening, feel free to drop your questions, specifically on the Power Platform. If you have any questions or doubts or concerns or something like that, I'll try to address that for you. Let's go. Go. Rolling. Okay, there we go. All right, so and then whilst at it, I'm going to open here. Let's go to Power Automate. Let's see. I'm also going to open you go yes, I did. Yeah, I went out. I know, right? Someone was at the door, so I had to run out. Let's open Power and let's see. Welcome. Yeah, feel free. Let's know. Please try. If you're joining us, just give us no. That's not. Sign in with a different account. Yep, that's what we're using. I think we already logged on to this, so we shouldn't be any. Oh, yep. Yeah, we don't have any apps yet, so that's fine. I just needed to open it to show something. Yeah, so let's go to our super numbers. Let's open this up. Let's turn on the tracking so we can see where we are within it. So let's go and let's go the numbers topic. So this is what we did. This is what we did last week. So pretty much what we did was to create our move it to. Let's close this and then bring this in. So what we did was to create a topic which was for numbers. So it listens to any of these trigger phrases, and then it asks you this thing. You pass a number, it goes out there, and it will ask you what category of trivia you're using or you want, and then it will go ahead and call this Power Automate flow that we created and provide the response. I mean, if you want to test it, we can go ahead and test this out here. And I say, hey, it will give me the same thing as hello, how can I help you? And if I go and say by typing here numbers, it will know that I'm talking about the numbers event. So what's your magic number? I will say, let's say 2023. I'm just typing that. And then do I want it to be math or trivia? I just want a trivia. So I hit this and then it goes out to the numbers API and calls it. And it says 2023 is an unremarkable number. That's what it's saying. We can try another number again. And then let me see. So what's it? Let's do 2024. Let's see what it's going to do for us. I'll say trivia. And let's see what it finds. It says 2024 is a number for which we are missing a fact. So numbers at Google Mail. So, which means nothing has come for. They don't have any fact about 2024. So let's try something. Let's try something quite simple. So let's do 13, and then go. It should, and let's do something about trivia. Let's go ahead and it'll tell us. 13 is the number of Oscar nominations of actress Meryl Streep, who holds the record for the most Oscar nominated um, actress. So this is what we built, and if you want to know how we built it, just go back and watch the previous episode. So this is calling a Power Automate flow right here. Let me show you the flow, which was very simple and straightforward. It's a numbers agent. If you open this up, so all that it does, so all the times I've called it, you can see the trigger history here. So we click this. So basically what it was doing was that it was passing from power from the power for Copilot, right? From the Copilot, it was passing the lucky number and the game option, which is trivia. And then here we're just calling that HTTP endpoint for the numbers API, passing it, and then whatever the API returns, we're passing it back onto our Copilot. So that's what we're doing. So let's go back here to the Copilot and look at some of the options we can provide here. Now, if you go to settings, right? So here on the left side, you can see a few options here. So coming from the Copilot details, as you can see, so you can change the icon of the Copilot, the name, you can change that. There is we can talk about the AI integrations, the channels, customer engagement hub, security, right? Depending on how you want your Copilot to be accessed. And then you can talk about skills. So skills are more or less like add-on functionalities that your Copilot can do. So I'll give you an example. So for instance, natively as it stands, your Copilot cannot take uploaded pictures, right, or photos. But you can create a skill, which is one of kind of like a programmatic add-on, the skill which allows you to upload pictures. And then you can now add this skill to your Copilot so that you've given the Copilot the functionality to upload pictures and then maybe do some interactions with the pictures. Okay, so that's for skills. So let's take a look at each of them. So here, general, I can change the name, I can change the icon. So let's do something like this. Let's go to flat icons. I'm trying to use let's use flat icons. Just get some free icons here, and then we can use that. I've changed the icon. So I'll just say let's call this numbers bot. This will give us some what is this giving us? Okay, let's say numbers. I need a numbers icon, right? Okay, so this is giving me all this option. Maybe I like this one. Oh, you know, there is this magic number. I'm trying to see if it's going to find anything on magic number. So it's just finding a 1 instead. Okay, so let's go back and let's use this one. Just going to go here. Just download it. Free download. Download. Yes, I need to copyright. I need to give them some credit. So let's go here, save this. That is done. So I come back to my Copilot. I say change the icon. I go to my downloads and I drop it here. Now it's changed. I go ahead and click save. So that's how it's going to be represented. I can also go to the advanced section, and here if I have a connection string to application insight, so application insight is a service that allows you to generate or collect insights on your application. How can you feed the full chat history of all messages straight to input for node generative answers using AI? Because the variable activity text is only the last message by the user. Let me come here and bring your question and see. Just a sec, just to be sure that I get what you're asking. So your question is, how can you feed the full chat history of all the messages through to input for the node. Okay, I get what you mean now. All right, so um, what you're trying to do is asking if your boards can have context of everything that is happening. You can do that. Now what's happening is that at the moment I'm only dealing on the topic side, right? So on the left, let me show you this. Let's go to the AI integration. So here I can integrate AI models from OpenAI, right? So which is, if it's generative, just like you're saying, generative in terms of, OpenAI generative, responses. Now then I can also set up, there are settings I can set up to tell is that to remember pretty much the context of the history. So that allows you to do I'm trying to find the correct name for it. You can do multi-turn conversations. Yes, let's put it that way. I can enable multi-turn conversations for this. And what that means is that it's going to be aware of pretty much everything, the history of everything that is going on the conversation. And I can switch from one context, ask it something, and switch to another context. So yes, you can do that. You don't necessarily need to feed the entire chat history to it. It's just a settings you have to turn on. And then also you can leverage OpenAI integrations into it. So if I want to do stuff, I can just integrate it as well. So yes, you can do that, but you don't necessarily need to pass your entire chat history. I hope that answered your question. Actually, let me show you something. Do this. Let's go back here. Okay, let me go through the things I want to talk about, and then I'll circle back. Hopefully we have time. I'll circle back and show you how that works. Now the other things here is channels. So for the channel, well, sorry guys, I was talking about the advanced section of analytics. So it could actually implement application insight, and then it will collect analytics on your board. So we have like the logs and stuff like that. All right. Don't worry, this bot is going to be, I'm going to kill it pretty soon. So then you go to channels. So channels gives you the opportunity to technically expose or connect your bot, or sorry, your GPT, your Copilot, to any of this channels. So currently previewing Microsoft Copilot, you can expose your Copilot in the Microsoft Teams. You can put it into, we saw the demo website the very first day we did it. You can put it in your custom website. So someone was asking me, hey, if I have my own website and I create a Copilot, can I put it into it? Yes, you can do that by using the custom website channel. And I showed this the other time. You can also put it into a mobile app, which is more of a, you can integrate it into like your own custom mobile app as well. You can do this also into a power apps. And then you can put it into Facebook as a Facebook chat bot, so you might call it. Skype, it's been a long time since I used that. Slack, Telegram, Twilio, Line, GroupMe, or you can do something called direct line speech. So actually I'm covering that. So this here, direct line speech, what direct line speech does is it allows you to add, simply put, speech to text functionalities to your Copilot. So this means that once I add this to this channel or integration to my Copilot, I can now be speaking to it rather than typing, right? So you can include that into it. Now there's a catch to this. You might, if you're trying to do this, your channels might not be visible. That is because of the type of security permission or access you give your bot. So if you go to security and I go to authentication, and then I do only for Teams and Power Apps, right? If I do this and I save this, something is going to happen after that security authentication option is changed. If I go back to channel, you see that a lot of them are all been disabled, right? A lot of them have all been disabled. So that means that you can not use the rest of the channels. If this is the situation you're having, you need to go back to your security, look at the authentication model, authentication option, right? Sorry, I clicked something else. Authentication option. And then either you can do manual for custom website or just take it off and then deal with authentication yourself in the hosting application. So I save this. and we close this, and when I come back to channels, everything is there. All right, so that's one way to go. Ellie Clean, what are you saying? Oh yeah, okay. So Ellie Clean is saying that so Ellie Clean, you say you are into robotics. So next year, God, you want to see IoT Tuesday featuring some power platform, especially the Automate and Copilot. Well, we've done this before. So if you go back to my YouTube history, what I did was I created an IoT setup which controlled light and a fan, right, in my room, in the same studio. It controlled it. But then the interface for it, so the interface for controlling it was actually in Power Apps. So I created a Power Apps that was used to control the setup in my room. That setup is I've dismantled the setup, but I think I can show you the setup. I can show you the app. Let's see. Let me go to incognito. Let me go to incognito mode, and then let's do Power Apps. Make the Power Apps. Let's see if I can open this up and show you that quickly. And then so the other thing I wanted to do was to expose it into a chatbot, right? So that instead of using the Power Apps, you can give it the instructions, or you can type it, what's the temperature in my room, right? And so the approach is the same from what we saw the last time. If I say what's the temperature in my room, what's going to happen is that it's going to use a Power Automate call out to your I think IoT hub, send the command to your device for the data to come. Let me see if I can find this for you. Give me a sec. Was that? Hold on, let's see. Pam 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 pam. Oh, that was in okay, don't worry. Let's see this. So let me show you what we did for that. And then authentication. There you go. Approve. There we go. I'm trying to see if I can open and show you that. So if it's not here, then I know it's in. Don't worry, I have a lot of environment, so sometimes it's just let's see if I go to my apps. Dun, 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 dun. SOS app, GIS, AVC. I think it will be somewhere here. Let's see. Is it Power Fun? Live demo viewport. SOS. Yep, Power Fun. I think this is it. This has been like 2 years. This has been 2 years. Yeah. So that should tell you. Yeah, I started this stream 4 years ago. So I did this 2 years ago. So this is how the app looks like, right? And then if you click on start, you see it. So this is a power up, Eliclim. This, what you're seeing here, is a power up. Let's go here. Let me do this. Do this. There you go. So you can see it's more like in a form factor, right? Anyway, don't worry. Let's just stick to this. So this was a power up, right, that I built. That was getting the temperature, humidity, and able to turn the fan and the light in this office here. So this was a power up that sends the command through Power Automate, and that Power Automate, calls an API that is connected to the fans and things, and that speaks to the IoT board here. So yes, Eliclim, I have done that in the past, and this is it. So you can probably go back and look at my my stream history, and then you find out. I hope that answered your question. So yeah, this is how you can do it. And also, so Telegram, so you can build your bot and integrate it into Telegram as well. Customer engagement hubs, you can connect this to external services like Zendesk, Salesforce, Genesys, Omnichannel, Lipes, and you can connect them to all these things. Without AI, all this is old PV. A possible solution have global variables or type list array which store each and all multi-term messages, then feed it to a topic node generative answer using AI. So, so that is why I'm saying, that's why I said that the new, so what you're seeing here pretty much has that AI capabilities already built in. So technically, you don't need to pass all the responses because you want it to be context aware. Maybe I think that you know what? I'll make you a promise on this. In the next episode, which is next week or in the next year, I would no. So that'll be that'll be next 2 weeks in the next episode. I will show you how to do that. So you don't necessarily need to store all the tens, because look, the tens could be, there could be a lot, right? It's a conversation. You just need to be context aware, and that will track all that. I'll show you how to do that without, you know, having to store it in a list or array, because that's the reason why the whole concept of revamping it and calling it Copilot Studio, that was the whole concept. Infusing and making it AI first. So all that capability is there for you. So you don't need to store. If you want to do specific things, do entity extraction. That's different. But if you want to have the way Copilot behaves, where I give it some context, we are having a conversation, and I can access something, yes, you can do that without having to store variables. So yeah, I'll make you a promise. I'll show you how to do that, you know, in the next episode of the Power series. So stick and stay. You see, you learn how to do that. But that's that's a very interesting, that's a very valid and good question. Yeah. So I've talked about security. We talk about skills. So I was giving an example of a skill where the skill could be, by default, you can upload pictures. Yes. Dynamic, yes. You can, yes. And that's so sorry guys, let me put this here. So what is asking is that dynamic chaining keeps context. I'm like, yes, it keeps. That's the more reason. That's part of the revamping. So you just need to enable it and tell it, hey, I want you to do, you know, remember this, so we can do the multi-10 and still go back to things we've talked about. So but everything else sort of keeps context. You would need to do it manually. Not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to do that manually now. You know, before, yes, but now you don't necessarily have to do that manually. Yeah, a lot of investment has gone into, you know, I still sometimes struggle to say PVA, but it's Copilot Studio. So a lot has gone into it, you know. So don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. So the skill is, like I mentioned, so by default Copilot might not be able to allow you to upload pictures or images to do any kind of processing. So you can build a skill that has that capability, and then you add the skill to your bot, and then your Copilot, and your Copilot now has that. Don't worry, the name just changed, you know, not too long. So it takes a bit of getting used to. So we'll get there. So nothing to stress so much about, right? Oh, so I'm not sure this. All right. So yeah, so you can create that bot, and then when you create the bot, the skill, you can now add it to it. And then language understanding. So here, if you want to add natural language understanding or processing to it, that is connectivity with the Azure Cognitive Services for language. So you set up, anyways, try to figure this out for next episode. Good luck. Oh yeah. So don't worry, I have done this before, and I know what you're talking about. In the past, it was a bit tedious, but like I'm saying, there are ways to go about it that I'll try to share in the next episode. So don't worry. And even if you're unable to join live, it will be on demand for you to check that out and see what I mean by that, how interesting that is. So so natural language processing understanding, you know, if you want to add some natural language processing to it, you can pretty much enable that. But what you need to do is you need to have that service. You need to have an Azure Cognitive Services account, and then you can integrate and connect that to your bot as well. And then, languages, basically, how many languages do you want your bot to be able to speak? Primarily, we have English. I don't speak French, but you let me add French. I don't I can understand a few things many times, long time ago when we're in school. So pretty much, yeah. So those are the extra things you can do, and then the extended Copilot, which is in preview, where you can have the conversational plugins. So this is so extending your Copilot topics to Microsoft Copilot conversational plugins, which you can add to it. So pretty much extending it with, so your name is number, so I don't know how to address you. So maybe if you can update that, that'll be fine. So these are some of the capabilities I've been talking to you about. That there are some preview things, and obviously there's some things I can't talk about because I'm in the NDA. So like I can assure you that some of these things are now available for you to use, because a lot of work has gone into making this possible for us to to do that. So publish, we've seen how to publish the bot. We publish a few times, and then you can go to analytics, where you can see summary of the usage of your bot in an embedded or default Power BI setup. So let's see. Let's try something here. I think we got some time. We still got some time to go. Let's try something. Let me do this. Let's go back to the numbers. Okay, yeah. So I'd wanted to try to show you connectivity with the AI builder. That's an extended AI builder functionality. So let me check something. Actually, you know what? Let's get rid of my incognito. Let's get rid of that. Something is happening. Something is happening. Make sure it's with, there we go. I think it's using a different, let's see, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, that's cool. It's the correct one. Else I'd have been freaking out right now. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to channels. Let me do the app. So here you can, this is, you need a token endpoint to copy to embed into your apps. Now, if you want to connect this to, let's say, how do we call it? Let's say you want to connect it to, let's say, Telegram. All right. You first need to publish the bot to an Azure bot service. That requires a little bit of some pro code tweaking. So what you do is that you deploy the app, you deploy your Copilot into the Azure bot services. And then once it's hosted in Azure bot services, you can now use the tokens to connect it down to, your Telegram bot. So you can use bot father in Telegram to do that. Yes, you don't see WhatsApp here because that integration is a bit finicky and a bit tricky, because of the way the WhatsApp business API is set up. It's a bit, it's not a direct path. There are ways to go around it to make it work, but it's not a direct path. So you can it will take a longer time. We've done that in the past before once, but it stopped working after the whole there was some change to WhatsApp API. So I won't say officially it's straightforward, but there's a way to work around and do that. That'll just be exposing the calls and probably relaying it to the backend APIs to be able to send that to you. But that same experience and setup that you have within the Copilot, you can take that whole experience directly to all these channels, and it will still be the same thing. All right. So the same way, if you want to take it to your teams, set it up. But actually, I think I can show you that in a Jiffy. Give me a sec. Let's load this for you. And don't forget, today's supposed to be Ask Me Anything. So if you if you have any questions, let's let it rip. Pum 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 pum. Let's do this. Pum pum pum. I'm trying to set up something. Let's do this. Yeah, so if you have any questions, so if you have how do I put it? If you have a specific I know we have one specific thing about how do you call it? maintaining, or context, right? So that is one thing that we'll look at. So pam 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 pam. I'm going to bring you some stuff. Mm, 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 mm. No, let's do this. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. I think I can do this from here. AI Hub. I'm trying to connect one of my Azure account to it, so I can try to set up I can set up a bot service. Yeah, I can set up a bot service, and then we can use that bot service to do it. So if I set this up now, let's see. Okay, let's look at them. Let's see if we can use the default models. So let me check. Let me see what we can do here. So I won't say prompt. Should it not for prompt? Let's see if we want to do extracting or document. Let's see for document. What do we have? Extract custom information from document. But that would mean, so in this case, it will mean that we'd have to create some form of a skill, and then using the AI model and bring it in. Or it will mean that you still need to create a skill, because you can use the AI model in Power Automate, but then you need a skill to allow you to upload that document and then go through Power Automate and use the AI model. So let's see. Let me set this up quickly, and then we can go here. Or let's see if whilst I'm doing, okay, let me set this up first, and then we can, let's see. Let's check this. We can move this. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm trying to set up what framework, and I can publish this here. One cool example that a lot of people, or sometimes you can do, is just having kind of like generative answers, or making it more conversational. Instead of just a 10 by 10 bot, you can make it a more conversational bot. I'm not sure I'm using the right. That's the thing. So another thing is that Microsoft responsible AI usage doesn't just make the OpenAI available for everyone. You need to apply with the use case you want to do it, go through some verification process before they allow. So I'm just trying to I think this account, I don't have a subscription, so I'm trying to get a good subscription to set it up and then bring this into it. But in the meantime, if you have any other questions, you can bring that in. All right, so let's see. Can change this. Yeah, and I'll be interested to know your name, if you don't mind, if you're still on 001337. I mean, it's just a bunch of zeros, so it would have really been helpful. Oh, so sorry, I didn't see this question, but I think you are here. The question is hold on. Interesting. Why didn't I pick this up? So the question is from Daddy Likens 52. So you're asking, do you think AI is going to replace human creativity, or do you think it's overrated? So it's as a mixed, I'll say it's a mixed feeling, right? And let me explain this. Let me explain what I mean by that. So the question is would AI, his question is, would AI replace human creativity? I think at this point where AI has not reached what we call general, intelligence, human creativity cannot be replaced with AI. I mean, that's my take. AI can enhance human creativity. So and what AI can also do is AI can make it a lot more easier, or AI can make it a lot more flexible for people to get creative, right? Now, even if you ask all creatives when they are doing stuff, when they are designing or coming up with some creative things, they sometimes look for references, right? For movies, artists, pretty much impressions, all that. They look out for references. So this time, this time, look at AI as a way of giving you a reference, right, to the kind of artistic impression you want to create. I don't know if that is answering your question. So for me, I don't think that AI is going to take away human creativity, but rather it's going to enhance it. So if look at it from two ways. If I'm a professional artist or artist, right, and I create something, I can send it to AI for AI to enhance it for me or to add some kind of value to it. That's one way I can look at it. I can also use it to give me inspiration to create something, very inspiring. Then if I'm not sorry guys, if I am let's say I'm green, I'm a novice in art, creating art, I can now use AI to help me as a stepping stone to help me design stuff. So I don't think at any point, how do we call it? AI is going to take away human creativity, but rather I believe that it's going to enhance it or help us to be productive. I hope that answered your question. You're still on. Yeah, but that's an interesting conversation. I see. It's going to be part of our lives. It's just like the way the internet came and became part of our lives. I think that we should position ourselves as people in tech or any other industry to see how it can make us more productive, to see how we can leverage it to be in the competition or ahead of the competition. Rather than yes, some jobs will be lost. That I think every person who has been following in the AI space know that some processes or some jobs or some roles will be affected by AI. But entirely, I think there's still opportunities in there that if you align yourself and educate and kind of like learn. So they say unlearn, relearn, and you learn, you unlearn, and you relearn, stuff like that. If you can give yourself that, then you position yourself to be part of the few people that are AI ready or AI compliant and can move into the next, the future of everything we're doing, especially technology. All right. So so I'm trying to, this is taking some time to set up. So whilst that setup is happening, I'm free. I'll be interested in answering any other questions, and maybe another thing. It's I know that is a name. I wish I had a name so I can address you by your name, because the numbers are quite. I know in the past, one of the things you did was to probably use kind of like a global variable and then find a way to be updating context of the conversation that's going on. That's also another way to do it. But today, like I said, you can use OpenAI, right? You can use OpenAI chat just to, to allow you to do that without having to use that. That's something that I would want to show you. So let's see. How do we go about that? Or do we just try to create that? But my only thing is I don't have any subscription in that. You know what? Let's try something else. I'm going to go to doesn't have access to. That's the thing. The account, okay, let's try. Let me show you something. I know that subscription doesn't have access to OpenAI. So, but let's go in there. Let me see something. No. Let's try this account. If this one doesn't work, I'll go out and go into my my organization or my work Let's do this. Approve. There we go. Try again. Thank you very much. So let's go here. And then I'm going to see if I can create an OpenAI chat GPT service and then see if we can, and then I can try to demonstrate that. It's just 10 minutes, but let's go ahead and see. Let me see if I even have access to this. Power series I have here. Okay, there's nothing here, so let's go. I honestly, I doubt if this subscription has access to it, but hey, I'm going to try any which ways. So let's go to OpenAI. Yep. Let's just do OpenAI here, and then let me do this. Yeah, it's a cognitive services. There we go. Not this one. Okay, you know what? Let's do Azure services only. There you go. Yeah, that's what I want. So you can do Azure OpenAI service. Let me love this and create. It's an OpenAI service. Okay, let's create this. Like I said, I'm not sure if the subscription has access to it, but this is how you approach it. Yeah. You see? So yeah, look at this. This is what I was telling you. So if you look close here, it says it right here. Right? Azure OpenAI is currently available. Is customers via application form. So that's what I'm saying, that because of responsible AI, Microsoft, you need to go through, how do we call it? You need to go through an application process to do it. So you know what? Let me change my subscription to something to my organization. I think this subscription has. Hopefully it's not let me try this. Yeah, someone says a lot of MFA. Yes, we try to be safe. We're trying to be safe on the platform. Sorry guys. Okay, there we go. So CEO's trying to create this again. Let's go to resource groups. Demystify Power Series doesn't. Okay, I have one for Power Series right here. Nothing here. And then let me see if I can create. Let's do OpenAI Azure services only. There we go. I love this as well. And then create. I think this subscription. Yay! So I have it on this MVP subscription. Yeah, that's what you get for being an MVP. So Power Series is US. So I'll call it let's call it a Power Copilot. There we go. I hope it's in the pricing. Oh no. Okay. Let's call it the Power Series Pilot. Boop. Okay, there we go. The pricing tier, I'll just use standard. And next, all networks, yes, for now. I mean, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do it this way in production though. So just take note of that. I'm not doing any tagging, review and create. I think everything is okay. Let's go ahead and create it. Fingers crossed. Let's wait for it. Yeah, it's 6 minutes. I don't think we can do this in 6 minutes, but well, let's keep going. At least I'll show you how to create the OpenAI service and create the chat GPT and then try to connect it to it out so we can do it. But then, like I'm saying, I hope, again, sorry, but 0013377, I wish I knew your name, but I would, like I said, I'll make you a promise. I would show you how to do that. It'll be, I would appreciate if you can engage with me the more to give me the context of, I get a general understanding of what you are trying to do, but if you can give me a more context or specifics on what you want to achieve, and then I can, point you directly. Yes, in the past, yeah, it was quite a bit hard, but now there are ways to do that. Okay, so here you have your OpenAI service. Okay, a lot of them. So now if you look at the model deployment, go here, you don't have any mono deployment, right? So you can do manage deployment if you have any. Now, there is the new AI studio. Hold on, let me see. There is the Azure. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Azure. So ai.azure.com. I should probably log on with the same organizational account. Sorry, guys. I think that is already done here. Yep. So this is also a unified platform for interacting and leveraging with your modules, LLMs. You think about it, all of them, right? So you can leverage this to build specific things and then bring them also through the Azure OpenAI service into your Copilot bot. So whether you want to build your own Copilot, you want to interpret multimodality, so give your app the ability to hear. If you want to do that, if you want to use the Azure AI SDKs, you can do that. So here, as you can see, these are the common modules, right? So we have Llama from Meta, Databricks, TUI, YOLO. There's GPT-4. There's 4.3. There's GPT-4 itself, GPT-35 Turbo. So you can pretty much use all these. You can build the SDK if you want to go pro code level. You can do that, right? So if we want to, for instance, build our own, use the LLM based conversation to interface, we can do that. Let me open this in the new tab. And the code is also on GitHub, so you can go and explore that if you want to. But right now, let's do this. So let me go to the AI Studio. So I can use all this if I want to. If I want to do the machine learning, language, speech, and all that. But it's the OpenAI Studio I want to go to. So let's go and let me use this one to connect with. And that will link it to so you see, so this is a subscription, and what we have is, you see that, so here just like I was trying to explain, because I had created an OpenAI service right in the Power Series pilot. Now this is available for me to now use in the OpenAI, the Azure AI Studio. So now I can use the service to create or use any of the things that I want to leverage, right? And don't worry, it's interesting. It's interesting that this conversation is segued into showing you about these AI and stuff, because like I mentioned, from next year, which is a couple of hours more to go from here if you're in Accra, Ghana, I'll be doing a lot of stuff on this, building your AI models and using Azure AI models. And then so it's interesting, and we'll see how the synergy starts from just the technology side to the power side and also to the IoT side. So we're seeing a lot of that on the show as well. So don't be stressed. All right. So yeah, so now we have connected where is that? We've connected this power the Power Series Open AI service we created in Azure to the Azure AI Studio, right? So here you can see the AI Studio here. So now we can decide to test out the chart, test out completions, test out DALI, but this is in preview. We can create modules, feeling. So good thing is that any of these things we use, we can export them and bring them into our Copilot, right? And make them much smarter and much more exciting, right? Yeah, so this is a classic one, but you will use this as the new one to get things done. So looking at my time, 1 minute, and we are running out of time. I want to say a big thank you to all of you who are coming here week on 3 times a week, on Tuesdays, on Fridays, and on Sundays, just to listen to me blah blah blah, and listening to me do all the crazy stuff. Yes, a learning process for all of us as well. Sometimes you can bring questions and I'm like, I haven't done that before. How would that be? And then we can do that together on the show. It's all part of the learning process. I appreciate all of you. It's been an awesome year. I want to say a big big thank you, and also I apologize for starting a bit late this year due to a lot of reasons I think I addressed on Friday's show. Churning content, it's not an easy feat, it's not an easy task. It takes a lot from us to, to do that. I want to say a big thank you to my family and friends who support me and still encourage me, to go on when the going gets tough. In recent times, I've expressed some sentiment about, MVPs and MCTs in the African sub-region. I want to say a big thank you to all the MVP friends I have across the world, to my boss, Mariano Gomez, awesome boss, to Pete, to Steve, to Belinda, to all of you, all the MVPs across the world that are making the world a better place through tech. And then to my fellow African MVPs, Foyin, Cheyi, Deji, Jumoke, see, all of you. I can't, David, the UK African man. Look, guys, you rock. You made 2023 interesting. You made, the 2023 community in Africa rock. I know it's been frustrating, it's been hard times for all of us, but let's keep it going. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep supporting each other, and hopefully, we're going to make 2024 exciting. I want to give another special shout out to Lebo all the way in South Africa. Thank you very much, and then to my, my only IoT MVP, Alan all the way, so in South Africa. Thank you so much, guys, for making 2024 awesome. I think we deserve a competitive for that. So thank you for making 23 exciting. I'm hoping that in 2024 we're going to have even mad and bigger fun. So I'm going to sign out for now, but that's not goodbye. This is just drawing the curtains for today's show. But we're going to come back next week, next 2 weeks, and it's going to continue. So far as I don't burn out, so far as that I'm not, I'm not frustrated so much that I can't create content. But just kidding, yeah. So next year we are back with more content, and let's get interactive. Bring your questions. If I don't know them, I'll also reach out, and then we can just learn on how to build them. With that said, I'd like to say a big thank you again, salute, and I'm gonna do this once more again. Anyways, try to figure out for next. Okay, sorry. So I'm gonna try to do this again. Thank you so much for me. I'll catch you again next episode. Until then, let's continue to make the world a better place through technology. And then I'll see you next year. Be safe.